If you watched our last team builder, you should notice this team looks pretty familiar. Let's see how Harrison of the Miami Metagross plans on mixing it up against Gabe and the Wartortles right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Week 3 team builder with the Miami Metagross. I have Harrison here.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Harrison. And we're just going to go into what he plans on bringing against Gabe and the Wartortles. I guess right off the bat, we see the same six from your last team builder, but I think you were saying the spreads, the moves, the items, all very different. So
Yeah. So it's the same six as week one with the Noivern, the Darmanitan, the Slowbro, the Ninetales, the Gigalith, and the Excadrill.
Yep.
But it's a very different set on all of them this week.
Okay.
Sort of starting off with the Noivern.
Yep.
It's more of a support Noivern this week. It's still max special attack.
I was going to say you're still looking to hit, though.
I'm still looking to hit for sure. That Noivern still needs to put in damage and be a threat, especially with just how high its base speed is at 123.
Yeah.
But I'm running it with the heavy-duty boots this week to make sure that if there's any stealth rocks up, I can avoid taking damage from those, and I can still able to click a Draco or a Hurricane. And then I slapped a defog on it as well to help to set up my Excadrill for the mid and late game. So I know I can send out Noivern, click a fast defog to remove any of the hazards that might be on my side of the field, and then allow my Excadrill to get in. Is the game plan for the end game that I can get into once I get to that section.
Yeah, and it looks like 329. So that outspeeds everything not scarfed, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So when looking at Gabe's team, his team's got a lot of really good bulk and a lot of really heavy hitters, but there's no one that is really in any kind of intense speed tier. The highest he's got is base 100.
Right.
So like with the Mew, for example, it's base 100 speed. So if I run my calcs, and if Gabe fully invests in speed on his base 100 Mew, if it's fully invested in speed and has a plus speed nature, the highest it can reach is 328.
Okay.
So I know that my Noivern hitting 329, anything that's not scarfed on his team, I'm going to be able to outspeed.
Yeah. Anything, do you actually hurt the Mew with this thing?
Yeah, so if it's a 0 speed Mew, let's say he's running a fully specially defensive Mew.
Okay.
Right? Let's say he's running fully specially defensive with a plus special defense nature. A Draco is going to do 34 to 40.
Okay.
Now, that's not even a two-shot.
Right.
It can still do a good chunk, though.
Yeah.
But for the Mew specifically, which is my biggest concern going into this week, after seeing the absolute slaughter that Gabe had last week,
yeah,
I made sure to cover
with some other options.
That weakness with my Darmanitan.
Okay.
So we got my Darm here running max attack, 232 speed with a plus speed nature, and then 20 the rest of it just into HP.
Okay. What does that help you? What are you looking to outspeed there?
So the 232 outspeeds basically everything outside of the Mew, the Flygon,
Haxorus,
and the Haxorus, and I think the Crook. So I think those four are what will still outspeed.
Okay. Okay.
So even if I fully maxed out the speed, I wasn't going to be able to outspeed those four if they were fully invested in speed.
Yeah, I think you can outspeed the Crook, actually. But yeah, I think it's 92 speed or something. So that might actually outspeed it as it is. I have no idea off the top of my head.
So yeah, the Crook, let's see. So the Crook's at 92.
Yeah.
And the Darm's at 95. So with this exact speed, that was it. I'm 1 speed point higher than the Crook Vial. Because if the Crook is max speed plus speed nature, it'll hit 311 and I hit 312.
Yep, makes sense.
Yep. So I knew there was no chance of me touching the Mew, the Flygon, or the Haxorus.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be able to outspeed everything else.
Yep.
And the Darm here I'm bringing to handle the Mew specifically.
Okay.
So if the Mew is max HP, max defense, with a plus defense nature, my Flare Blitz is still doing 62 to 73.
Man, and that's not without a bulk up or anything.
That's no bulk up at all.
Okay.
If I am able to get the bulk up off, I'm doing 93 to 110.
I say yeah, probably like
which
what
gives
a
me
60% chance or so.
yeah, it's a 56% chance to OHKO.
Nice.
Yeah.
What?
So
Go ahead.
yeah, so basically that's what if I'm able to get in Darmanitan, set up a bulk up, then I have a good shot of OHKOing a fully defensive, fully HP invested Mew.
Yeah.
And I'm able to take a psychic, for example.
Yeah, I was going to ask how it takes.
It takes a psychic well. It's 39 to 46% is what a psychic would do.
That's much less than I thought.
That's if the Mew is fully HP, fully defense.
Okay. Yeah. So
right.
like something like modest or something Mew with
Yeah. So I can actually give that to you. If it's a modest Mew with full special attack, it's going to be doing 60 to 71.
Well, still, I mean, at least you could sack something, get it in, and hit it back. And if it's that, I don't think you're quite as scared of that Mew, just because you have things that outspeed and can hit it. Like I'm assuming Excadrill hits relatively hard the Mew if it's no defense investment.
Right, and so even if I can't take out the Mew with Darmanitan, I'm going to be able to do a good chunk to it. And then I'm going to be able to get in another one of my Pokemon that can hit the Mew before it's able to recover.
Right.
As we saw last week, running a Roost on the Mew while bumping up the defenses is just a real good wall.
Yeah.
And so my goal is to make sure that if he does try that same setup strategy again, I'm going to be able to hit the Mew before it gets too out of control.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that's what you want. Yeah, you don't want to let it get set up to like +4 defenses. Are you running? Well, we'll find out. I was going to ask if you're running any like toxic on anything or something. That's another way to just wear it down. But
that is a way to handle it. I'm not running any toxic on this team.
Okay.
Because my goal and my plan is to hit it before it's able to set up and not worry about getting it on a timer.
Okay.
I think my team runs enough power to be able to just break through him without having to chip away at him with a toxic.
Yeah, and geez, Sheer Force, Life Orb, Flare Blitz. Off a 140 attack stab. That's a lot of damage. Even if it gets one up, you still might.
Yeah, and with this Darmanitan set, if the Mew isn't scarfed and it's max speed, I still outspeed with my 232 plus speed nature with hitting 312.
Wait, against a Mew? Doesn't a Mew have 100 base speed?
It's got 100 base speed, and if you run 252 speed IVs, it hits 299 speed.
But not if it's plus nature.
Okay, so if it's a plus nature,
it should hit 328. I think it'll hit 320.
It hit 328, right. So that still depends on him running a plus speed nature.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And at that point, I still am having I'm still going to be OHKOing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be OHKOing it if there's nothing in defense. But he's fully maxed out on his HP. I'm going to be able to take a psychic and then retaliate with my Darmanitan, and I've got I'll be doing 86 to 102.
That's close enough most of the time.
That's close enough for me.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to pivot around and get some other attacks in there, and I'll be able to chip him down. Even if he hits a Roost and recovers 50%, I could just toss in Excadrill, and any of my attacks on there will do more than 50%.
Right. Fair enough. Cool. Human Torch.
Yeah. And so then here we got Slowbro. The Slowbro set, very basic, very similar to what I brought in other matches. I'm bringing the Ice Beam this time as opposed to maybe like a Flamethrower for coverage, because I've got my Darmanitan for the fire attacks. Very basic Slowbro set. Bold, 252 HP, 252 defense, plus defense nature. Lefties, regenerator. Nothing crazy, very simple, but still very tough to break.
Yeah.
And looking at his team, a lot of his team are physical attackers. The Haxorus, the Metagross, the Crook. He could run a special Mew.
Yeah.
If he wants to do that. However, if he runs a special Mew, he's gonna have to put some investment into special attack to be able to do significant damage to the Slowbro.
Yeah.
And then if that's the case, I know that there's not going to be a lot into the defenses.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to either get in my Noivern or my Darmanitan to revenge kill.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what you fear the most, I guess, with this thing. Maybe the right Togekiss set could just outstall it. Krookodile could knock it off. But I don't know. You're not really scared of Metagross. You're not really scared. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not really too scared of many of his attackers simply because a lot of his attackers are physical. The only special attackers that he could be running would be a special Mew, a special Togekiss. He could run a special Aurorus, but I'm not really concerned about the Aurorus all that much.
Yeah. Vaporeon.
He could run a special Vaporeon, but I resist the stab from Vaporeon.
True.
Same with Flareon.
True.
So I'm not too concerned about anything there being super strong to break through this wall. The Electros could be an issue, but I've got an immunity in my Excadrill, and I'm able to just outspeed with Falcon or Human Torch with my Noivern or my Darmanitan.
Sure.
Yeah. And then we've got Mystique here, the Alolan Ninetales running lefties with Snow Warning. A simple set: Blizzard, Moonblast, Aurora Veil, and Freeze Dry. So the speed nature is just to make sure I outspeed and anything that's not scarfed. So this outspeeds the Mew at base 100.
Yep.
Fully speed invested. Special attack just to hit things hard. Blizzard, Moonblast, Aurora Veil, and then the Freeze Dry to handle the Vaporeon.
Sure, yeah. I'm interested. You ever gonna bring like a Nasty Plot set on this thing? I think it learns Nasty Plot, doesn't it? I think that'd be fun. But at least I know the other one does. I guess I should say that.
Yeah, it does get Nasty Plot.
I want to see it.
I want to see. That's what's great about a lot of the Pokemon on this team is that there's not all of them are in a niche.
Yeah.
Darmanitan is usually in its niche as a fast, strong sweeper.
Yeah.
Or a breaker. But what's great about like Excadrill is you can run so many different sets on Excadrill. Yeah. You can run so many sets on the Alolan Ninetales. One week it can be a fast special sweeper. The next week it can be bulky support setup. So it's definitely there, the possibility of running the Nasty Plot set. This week I didn't need the Nasty Plot set because the power I'm packing is just strong enough where I was able to do Aurora Veil and then just some good attacking moves to cover some of my issues.
Yeah.
The Freeze Dry specifically, because I didn't really have anything to hit the water type if the Vaporeon comes. Having the Freeze Dry there is able to do a good chunk to it.
Yeah.
Let me get that Vaporeon. If that's fully specially defensive.
Oh, I bet
the Freeze Dry is still going to do 29 to 35.
Yeah.
Which has a 22% chance to 3-hit KO after hail damage plus lefty recoveries.
Okay.
So I could deal with it outstalling it a little bit there.
Assuming it doesn't bring like Wish.
Assuming it doesn't bring like Toxic Wish Protect, which is a very common Vaporeon set.
Yeah.
But then I still have other breakers like Noivern, like Darmanitan, like Excadrill to be able to power through that and overcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. We got the thing here. Similar set to the Slowbro. Full HP, full defense. The rest of it just into attack. Explosion, Body Press, Curse, and Rock Blast. I like the Rock Blast. I like the 2 to 5. If I'm able to hit 3, it's basically the same as hitting a Rock Slide.
Yep.
And then Smooth Rock to keep up the extra sand. Yep. Nothing crazy, but this guy here is just to take a couple of the hits that maybe the Slowbro doesn't want to take.
Yeah, sure.
And then set the sand for the Excadrill.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's done every time. Just come in, set the sand. I think he's died both games, right? Like, I know last time you clicked Explosion. I don't remember if that's how he died the first game, too. But
he is how he died the first game as well.
Okay.
And that's one of my favorite plays to run with him, is just to use him until the other team has been peppered down enough to the point where Excadrill can sweep.
Right.
I'll just send Gigalith in, either to get just killed, or to hit Explosion if he survives. And then get some damage off and get me a safe switch into the Excadrill.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's his job.
Yep, that is exactly what he's here for. The Gigalith is one of those other ones where he's got one job, and that's to set sand for Excadrill.
Yep.
He
Yep.
doesn't have anything else, but he does his job very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Excadrill this week, I'm running Focus Sash, Sand Rush.
Mm-hmm.
Focus Sash because I want to be able to get in with the sand up and click a Swords Dance.
Okay.
hmm
Sure.
So with the 140 speed, that outspeeds a base 100 Scarfed Mew
Okay.
under sand.
Yep. I mean, that's the fastest
And
he could do.
so, yep, and that's the fastest that Gabe can get, so that's the fastest I need to worry about getting.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of extra
And then
bulk you get
fully,
too.
I get an extra 116 into HP, which is
Mm-hmm.
great in case I do need to take a hit for some other reason.
Yeah, and you get to run adamant. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So I'll get to come in and collect either an Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock, or a Rock Slide after being able to set up a Swords Dance.
Okay.
So right here, if I'm running a +2 on the Excadrill,
Oh, I bet you one
understand
shot most everything.
most everything indeed. So let's go with the Mew, for example, since that is just something that is a major concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Mew is going to be taking from an Earthquake 72 to 84. So I only need to pepper him down 25 to 30%
Right.
to ensure that I'm able to sweep through.
Yeah.
And I know that with either the Darmanitan or the Noivern, even with the Slowbro, I'll be able to tank a hit and at least deal off that much damage to be able to set up for Gigalith to put the sand in to get Excadrill.
Yep. No,
And
that makes
then
sense.
Yeah, and then with the extra bulk, I might even be able to click two swords dances. And if I
Maybe.
click two dances under sand, it's going to be over.
Yeah.
Um,
Does he have
I
any?
would be,
Go ahead.
yeah, no, yeah. With if it's a fully HP defensive Mew,
Uh
I'm
huh.
going to be able to do base 100, at least 107% with an earthquake. So I'll be guaranteed to one shot the Mew in that case.
Sure. Do you have? What was I going to ask you? Are you scared of any priority? I don't know. I'm trying to think back at his team now. I guess I can pull it up too. Is there any priority or anything that he has that could? I
Well,
guess.
I'm looking at the team. Goler could get Shadow Punch
Sure.
or
Oh,
Shadow Sneak.
yeah, Shadow Sneak, or
Shadow
maybe
Sneak. The Metagross could probably get Bullet. The Metagross could get
Bullet Punch
Bullet
isn't going to do
Punch.
much though. Unless I mean, if he can get you down to the sash, I guess sure. Then he can Bullet Punch you down for the last health. But
But
um,
that's also um, if I'm able to get one Earthquake off on the Metagross,
yeah,
then he has to get me down to the Sash before getting Metagross in to be able to deal with that.
yeah. I'm looking right now. Crocodile doesn't even learn Sucker Punch. I thought it might learn Sucker Punch, but it
Yeah,
doesn't.
the Croak doesn't get Sucker Punch, which is handy for me. The Golurk probably gets Sucker
It does
Punch.
not.
It doesn't. Okay, well there you go, even better.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
at it right now. I thought
I
it would too.
think another concern of mine would probably just be a Swords Dancing Flygon, or not Swords Dancing, a Dragon
Dragon
Dancing
Dancing
Flygon.
Flygon. Yeah, no, that could be scary for you.
But if it's Choice Scarf under Sand, I still outspeed it. I hit 494 speed
Okay.
under Sand.
Okay.
The Flygon would hit 492 Choice Scarf. So if that's the
So it
case,
has
I
to be
don't need
plus
to worry
two.
about a Dragon Dance.
Yeah, so it has to be plus two. Is that right?
Yeah. So if it's Jolly,
Yeah, 328 times four. Yeah.
yeah, it would have to hit two Dragon Dances to outspeed
Okay. That's
the
a lot.
Excadrill under Sand.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not going to live that long because I can. It's a guaranteed two hit KO with two Iron Heads if I have no Swords Dances up, and
Okay.
if I have a Swords Dance up, Iron Head Okos.
Okay.
Which,
Okay.
which is the plan: is to have a Swords Dance up, is to get Excadrill in with Sand, click
Mm-hmm.
Swords Dance, and take whatever hit comes my way,
Yeah.
and then sweep through the rest.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't see the Auroras coming. I'm not worried about the Auroras. I don't
Mm-hmm.
see the Electros coming.
Yeah, he
Um,
hasn't. He's brought the same six both times, I think.
mhm. So, and I think it's a really good six. I think the Dragon Steel Fairy Core of Togekiss, Haxorus, and Metagross is a
Mm.
really good core.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think those six are his absolutely biggest threats. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you could substitute the Flygon. Um,
For
maybe
Haxorus.
for maybe for the Haxorus. Um, I don't know. I like the Haxorus more than the Flygon, but then the Flygon also gives you an electric immunity. But I
True.
don't have anything electric, so the Flygon would the
Yeah. And
immunity would be
he has the
irrelevant.
Krook for the electric community too, if he wants that.
Yep, there you go. Yeah.
And I
So
mean, Haxorus still
I
resists it at
foresee
least.
it being the same six.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we'll see.
and I think it's a strong six, and it's what the six I'm prepared for.
Yeah.
Um,
Is there anything
and
like, I guess, would you say the Mew is the thing that scares you the most? Or is there, I don't know.
I'm a big cautious person when it comes to Dragon Dance.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
think a Dragon Dancing Haxorus could be something that scares me.
Yeah.
Outside of the Mew pulling the similar setup as of last week.
Mm-hmm.
So that does scare me. The Dragon Dance from the Haxorus.
Yeah.
But if it's a Haxorus with no HP, no defense, so let's
Yeah.
say it's like a full speed attack, 252 attack and 252 speed Haxorus.
Mm-hmm.
Under sand, I outspeed and I OHKO with Earthquake
Okay.
after a Swords Dance.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
And even
thinking.
if it,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, even if it gets +1 into the speed,
Mm-hmm.
I still outspeed under sand.
Yeah.
And then I just OHKO with an Earthquake after a Swords Dance.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I wonder if he'll try to bring something tricky. Like, I think it'd be funny if he brought like Sunny Day Mew or something, or like that'd be sweet. I don't know. I don't know.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Um,
Rain Dance, just
I
something
think it'd
else
be
just to
interesting.
fight it.
Just to fight the weather.
Yeah.
But then he still has to waste a turn setting the
True.
weather.
You're right. You're right.
And he's gonna have to take a big hit from something to sacrifice that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I don't know. I could like I don't know. It would just be funny if well, I mean, it wouldn't be funny, but well, not for you, but like if on your explosion turn with your Gigalith, he clicks Rain Dance or something, and you bring in the drill, and you're like, well, okay.
Well, if I bring in the drill with the focus sash, I could just click an Earthquake, or I could just click an Iron Head and not worry
Yeah.
about getting the setup going.
Yeah.
And drill's got a decent enough base speed stat with the initial investment to outspeed a decent amount.
Yeah, he does. He
Things
does.
that aren't speed invested.
You're right. You are right. He'll outspeed actually a good chunk of his team.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, this week will be definitely an interesting match. I'm looking forward to fighting other people with some weather teams down the line.
Yeah.
I forget if it's the Thunderous or the Mudkips that have the rain team.
The Mudkips have rain and the Thunderous have sun.
Cool. So I'll be looking forward to those two to having a good weather battle.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I mean
Yeah.
There's Tyranitar, but obviously you don't really like. You're like, sure, bring the
I would love
sand.
to bring the Tyranitar.
Yeah, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think you're
yeah,
close.
but that's a problem for next week. This week, I'm going to be worrying about making sure this Haxorus doesn't set up on me,
Yeah.
and that the Mew dies in 2 hits.
Okay. Good luck.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bill. Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for coming on, and thanks everyone for listening. See you next week.